Do you think, if we look back in history, we can see in Japan a lot of fighting arts split off and became sports. Look at sword work, for example. Kenjutsu is about killing with a sword. Kendo is more of a sporting aspect of it.
That's right.
Traditional Jujitsu and Judo. Judo became a sport. Jujitsu is more about killing your opponent. Do you think Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu could go that direction?
No.
Is it going that direction? Has it already gone that direction?
Yeah, that's separate. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one thing, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu another thing. Okay, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a sports Jiu-Jitsu. Let's put the name, so we keep there. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, no. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is based on self-defense. All right? So if you have a class, full-time, let's put 1 hour and a half class of self-defense, man, I can tell you that the adrenaline, your emotional involvement, it's so high. More than just put someone in the guard and the sweep and
because there's the danger of being hit.
That's right. That's right. This is not only because, imagine, if I mount on you, what that express? Man, you're done. Suppose. Now, imagine that I'll be training myself. Okay, I put you out on me. Okay, try to slap my face. Just slap. Don't punch. Just slap my face. Man, I have to protect myself. Otherwise, okay? So, how do I do this? Emotionally, I have to be prepared. And technically, for sure. So when I put both together, I do exactly what has to be done. So it's not a kind of being no school, but it's being the school, the way. So this is, I defend this. I keep doing this everywhere in the world. And I have schools, some of my schools in other parts of the world. They said, oh boy, I tried to do a self-defense class, but students wants to roll. You are not doing a good self-defense class. If you do it, they're gonna love it.
How do you make students love self-defense? Because I relate to what you're saying. A lot of students, to be honest, they get bored of it after a while. How do you keep it exciting and engaging? Because
that's a put some reality. Okay, if you touch me, I'm ready. So this put you or just awaken full time. But not this, okay, I'm gonna grab your neck crank here and you defend. No, come on, I'll get you now. Okay, I do this. So this was exactly what was done at the Gracie Academy in the 50s. Only private classes, and the students were not young boys, were personalities that used to come there to prove themselves. They are capable to be better person and better in self-confidence. Politicians, personalities, and but the excitement involved on that was amazing. Was a half-an-hour class, and the guy got out of the class. Boy, I'm fantastic. So now you put 1 hour and a half class without no excitement. See, this is excitement is the word that has to be done. You use it. In a self-defense, for sure, you have to have a good teacher. I don't know many persons ready for that. That's the point.
You mentioned excitement. You've had a long career in Jiu-Jitsu, and you've probably seen, I know you had so much stories and so many people you've come across. What are some of the highlights of your almost 70 years in Jiu-Jitsu?
Well, highlights, let me see. Consider that boy that I was talking on the beginning. Consider that boy that came to the Gracie Academy when the big Gracie Academy. When I was 13, then I restart practicing Jiu-Jitsu, and my João Alberto was my instructor. Imagine that boy that still being the same boy as before. And one day, I used to be there every day. I decided to do what Helio said to be done. Then one day, a Carlos Gracie came to me and said, get your gi. Not get your gi, get a gi, because nobody had a gi, okay? The gi belongs to the academy. Get a gi. I got a gi, a white belt. I said, okay, I'm ready. So come with me. Okay. I thought, okay, we have a presentation. Then we went to a gym, and I was changing myself, and I looked to the other guys and said, you're not going to change? No, you're going to fight. I am going to fight? Boy, I'm not ready to fight. No, you are going to fight. Now what happened? I fought against a judo black belt. And Carlos Gracie was the referee. The judo black belt showed me 5 times on not the mats like that. Was a box ring, was wood. Oh boy, my body sores, and I was thinking, how can I survive it? In one moment, he decided to immobilize me, and I submitted him with a self-defense technique, and he passed out. A boy that was just nothing was put it by the Gracie family to attend a challenge with someone that was already prepared to. So this was the one. The second one, I was also 14, and Carlos said to me, come on, get the gi and come with me. We went to a newspaper, because one Japanese called Shimura, okay, not Kimura, Shimura, he came to Brazil to challenge Hélio Gracie. It was about 1954 or something like that, yeah, to challenge Hélio Gracie. And Carlos said, okay, now Hélio, I'm not going to fight with you. You have to fight against Carlson Gracie before. If you win Carlson, then you fight Hélio. And the Japanese said, now I want Hélio. Then he took me to the newspaper, said, no, now you have to fight against one of our students, a white belt, 14 years old. If you beat him, you will fight Hélio. I don't know what happened to the Japanese, but he never showed. Mm-hmm. So imagine how strong were let's say the way of the Gracie family used to act. Determination. They knew what they were doing. So, and I was confident about being good on self-defense. When I submit the judo guy with a choke, was a self-defense choke. You learned on the first class, but defend yourself. The guy gets your neck crunk on the ground, so you put your hand there, defend yourself. Now, you defend and attack, submit. I'll tell you another one. 16 years old. Hélio said to me, come on here. Take your gi out. I said, why? Don't ask me why, come on. We got there was a capoeira guy that came to the academy. This was normal at that time. Came to challenge Hélio. Hélio said, okay, you're gonna fight against my student. If you beat him, you fight me. I said, a vale tudo fight in the academy? Yeah, okay. And Hélio said to me, you cannot punch or kick. You do Jujitsu. 10 seconds, I submit a guy. I was afraid, for sure. Then Hélio said, asked the guy, well, you come here for that? A boy, 16 years old boy, beat you so easily. And I said, no, Mr. Hélio, it's because now you're gonna fight again, come on. Now try to get this boy. Try to punch him, try to do whatever you want. But you have to beat him. Again, 10 seconds. Imagine that I have been I had to face something not because I was prepared, because the concept was to be prepared all the time.
Right.
And highlights of my life were that. After that, everything was easy. Easy, simple. Imagine João Alberto Barreto. that person, he fought 32 Monday night, 32, one after the other.
Every Monday?
Every Monday night. Vale tudo fight and won all of them by submission.
Wow.
In Rio de Janeiro. Early 60s, something like that. And Monday night fight. Tuesday, teach. Wednesday, teach. Thursday, Friday. Rest Saturday and Sunday. And fights Monday again.
Wow.
And what was the main support of that? Self-defense.
Do you think every jiu-jitsu black belt should do an MMA fight?
I would suggest more than, a little bit more than this. A vale tudo fight, not MMA. MMA, you have some rules that you have to be prepared for the rules. It's a free fight. Yeah, it's just once in a while, once in a life. Yeah, it should be. It's interesting. It's an experience. Not I'm talking about a teacher, a person that wants to be a teacher, to become a teacher. Otherwise, it's gonna be a lack, a little space in between one phase and the other one. That at least you don't have to go to a ring or to a place. No, do it in the academy. Okay. Someone, okay, you want to fight? Come on, let's go to fight.
Open hand or closed hand?
Open hand. No protection, nothing. Like on the old time.
Right.
You know what? One thing interesting at that time, vale tudo fight was an ethic fight.
An ethic fight?
Yeah. Because the main objective was not to hurt the person, but submit the person, or punch. Punch for knockout.
Yeah.
Not to cut, not to hurt.
You know, one thing that a lot of people talk about is the dream of jiu-jitsu being in the Olympics, and they think that will be the crowning achievement of the sport and kind of legitimize it. Is that a dream that you share?
No.
Why not?
No, I think it's we have a problem of organization. How many federations we have around the world?
In jiu-jitsu?
Federation. Oh, that's a lot. So, if we were directed by one federation, what would be possible? One rule, everything. But now we have so many, not only federation, but all other different. In Europe, there are so many tournaments that has different rules. So, and the problem is that to get into the Olympic Committee is difficult this way. Organization is the main word to be done.
I mean, I was at the Kodokan a couple months ago in Japan, and it's 2 8-story buildings. You know, that shows you what it takes to be in the Olympics. It takes a lot.
Right.
But even if it was possible, do you think it would be a good thing for jiu-jitsu to be in the Olympics?
It's going to be interesting. But for sure, like I saw recently, was a Pan American Games in Toronto. I was observing the karate fights, some karate fights, and some taekwondo fights. It's interesting just to, as to promote, but it doesn't show the reality. So, but Jiu-Jitsu nowadays, the sport Jiu-Jitsu, already on show. So it's going to be okay. Considering that, yes.
Do you keep up to date watching the latest tournaments and super fights in Jiu-Jitsu?
Not often, no. I'm a little bit tired of that. Tired of seeing things that the rules change completely. A guy get the MMA fights. There are some interesting fights, but most of them, see, person get to a position that the referee stops, and if he does this, he'll make points. So the guy is preparing himself to fight with the rules. Okay, I'm not against, but for myself, no, sometimes I like to see one fight or the other. I used to see more, but now not much.
What would interest you in terms of being a spectator of Jiu-Jitsu?
For example, Mega Morris, it's interesting because you have to submit. Okay, this is something that is make me feel more excited. Probably is Meta Morris the right format? I don't know, but it some fights excite me. So now world championship, things like that. Not even my students. I don't like to see. Sometimes I see them. Oh my God. The other one dude, because he knows the rule better than you. And sometimes this is possible. The other next fight, no, this is not more accepted. You have to do this. And, so, which way you go?
And your competition brings out new moves all the time. And some people would argue that they're not street effective, moves like the Berimbolo, but nevertheless they're very popular. Do these new moves interest you? And if so, do you try to emulate them, or do you just try to shut them down?
No, it's interesting because the first time I met someone doing a Berimbolo, for example, was in Israel. Was just after the European championship. And one of the person at the seminar, it was not my student. And I asked if someone, a specialist in something, and everybody said, this guy knows. He wants all the fight with Berimbolo. Oh, that's fantastic. Could you do it with me? And I don't know what you're talking about. I never saw before, but do it with me. And he said, but we have to start, let's start standing like we are fighting. You touch hand, okay? And he jumped to my legs. He keeps touching my posture. And he tried. He couldn't get to the point. You are very strong. I said, I'm not. Don't make a confusion to being strong or having a good posture. What I have is a good posture. And but I start trying to understand, not do because my body doesn't accept me to do that. But another day I was in São Paulo training a little bit with one of my black belts there, and I did a move, and I said, you did a Berimbolo. I said, okay, that's good. So I could. It's funny. I'm not against. Okay, I think it's interesting because people are creating solutions or ideas to get I say to obey the rules and win a fight. That's it.
Right. What is the most common teaching that you give? What's the most common thing you have to correct students, whether they're your own students or students at seminars?
Posture.
And what do you mean by posture?
Posture is how do you keep your balance? How do you protect yourself against being put out of balance? And how do you preserve your body? For example, if you are standing with a person, get your collar in your sleeve, you're standing with both feet here, and press you, okay, this way. If you put your head down, you lost your posture, you lost your balance, and you're going probably injure yourself. So this posture is for me the basic. The second step is precision. To be precise. Okay, if you do a choke like that and the opponent taps, it was okay. It's happened. But you cannot teach that. You have to show exactly how you put your hand, why you put the hand, and when you put the hand there. The third point is pressure. Pressure is not a matter of being heavy. Pressure is the way that you distribute your body correctly on the vital points. That means that you may control a little bit more and put a person on uncomfortable situations. So those three words for me are basic to practice a good Jiu-Jitsu.
We could go into each one of those so much, but let's just talk about pressure for a moment. A lot of the guys that have been in Jiu-Jitsu for decades have incredible pressure, even from closed guard. You know, when they're in my guard, I'm feeling pressure. How do you learn pressure? Is it just years on the mat?
Yeah, you have to have a lot of experience, because you may have someone telling you, okay, distribute your body this way, put your chest against the chest and move your legs this way, take your knees out of the ground, things like that, put your head up. But the person to understand the whole, let's say, form to do this, he has to have experience. So I have one black belt in Brazil. He was very light guy, very light guy. He's about 59 or 60 kilos. He's a very light guy. So this guy, every time I talked about pressure, he said, I cannot press anybody. Oh, I'm 60 kilos. Everyone can just throw me up. Now, come on here, let's do it. So now he has such a good pressure. And get some heavy guys a lot of trouble to move him out. Now, this is something that you have to learn with a lot of experience. Let's do pressure under. If I am lay on the ground and you are on cross position, okay? I will press you, not let you press me. The way I control the vital points of your body in order to make you feel uncomfortable even being on the top. And doing this, for sure, I'm gonna provoke you to move. As you move, I move. Another thing that I always say that is important, Jiu-Jitsu, the art of Jiu-Jitsu fighting, is that you pretend that you are weak, that the guy, your opponent, is stronger than you and has more possibilities to submit you. Then you open the door, and the person, oh, that's open, the door is open, so come in. Just close the door. Now, lock the door. That means submit.
Right. Sounds like some fun classes to learn. And when you teach seminars, I'm sure you get a lot of thank you notes and emails thanking you for the seminars. What is the most common comment that what did people enjoy the most from your classes?
This is interesting. Most of the time, they are surprised at how easy I do techniques. And I say, this is easy. We make it complicated. If you have a straight line, but you want to show something else, then you go there. No, go straight. It's simple. If you have to, let's say, for example, you were in the side control, you want to try to mount. If you go straight using the basic pressure, you're going to mount straight. But instead of just rolling over, blah, 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 blah. So it's, that's what I think that this has impressed a lot everyone. How simple and how straight I go to each technique.
Why do you think people complicate it, make it more difficult?
Sometimes, most of the time, they don't know the basics. They learn it by the hardest way. So the person that see, for example, on the internet, oh, this is an armbar, fantastic. But to do that, you must have a good teacher. Because come back from the basic. Why you are there? And is that the moment to do that? Or not?
Right.